Ready for this, folks? All right. 2 times in a row. What's up, fish tank people? Dustin's Fish Tanks bringing it to you on a Sunday, baby. How's everybody doing? We're doing fabulous over here. It's Sunday. Got to take a little break with the team. We've had a great year. Yesterday we're celebrating 3 years of purchasing the land that Greenhouse 2 and 3.0 are now on. So we're taking a little blow. Gonna do a little bit of fishing with you all. It's Sunday, it's Species Sunday. We're gonna have a bunch of different species. My man, Justice with Real Justice Charters down here in South Beach Marina in Hilton Head. He hit me up, he told me he's got a new boat. We're gonna be like one of the first people to go out in his new boat. We're gonna catch hopefully a slew of fish. The weather's great. And let the team have a little bit of relaxation. So here it comes. Oh, he's got something.
He's got a fish.
What's happening, guys?
What's up, dude?
Not much.
What's going on, man?
Gonna try and catch y'all some fish.
Let's do it. Good to see you, bro.
Yeah, good to see you, bro. How's
Yeah,
everything
man.
been?
We're doing well, dude. Thanks for having us down.
Yeah,
Yo,
man,
this is
for
my
sure.
dude, Andrew.
Andrew,
Hi.
nice to
Hey,
meet you.
good to meet
Justice.
you.
Justice, who are you, dude? What's up? Tell us.
So I'm the owner of Real Justice Charters out of South Beach Marina down here. We got 2 vessels. We got a 23 LS Carolina skiff and a 21 8 DLV. But yeah, so what I do is I stay in the backwaters. We go through Braddock Cove here and then Baynard Cove. And we mainly target redfish, and we go after some speckled sea trout, a couple flounder here and there, and get some black drum too, and sheep's head, and
dude.
Get some bonnet head sharks in the summertime. It's a lot of fun on that light tackle. We use a 2500 spinning reel.
Dude, I was following you on Instagram with all the stuff you've been popping out the past week. We're stoked. It seems like the weather is kind of shaping up. So.
We're looking good for the day. Hopefully that wind will stay out until about 2 o'clock, and we'll be able to get it done at low tide and get on some nice reds for y'all.
Oh, dude, it's on. Let's do
man,
this.
It looks gorgeous out. Beautiful.
Cool.
Nice morning. All right, so what we're gonna be doing today, guys, we're gonna be heading out of Braddock Cove here. We're gonna be going right into Baynard. It's just gonna be about a 15-minute boat ride over there. We're gonna be targeting mostly redfish to start out with. We might get some flounder because we're around that low tide. Later in the trip, we're gonna target some speckled sea trout on the incoming tide. What we're gonna be using for the rig here is, this is a Penn Battle 2 2500 spinning reel. We're gonna have a kale hook. This is a number 2 kale hook, and we're using a 132 ounce split shot weight right there. And that's gonna keep that live shrimp down so that when he's trying to get away from that predator, whatever fish is going after him, he's gonna be kind of pinned down, having, you know, a weight attached to his leg in a way. And then this is a popping cork right here. So what this is gonna do is when you throw out, when you first land, what you wanna do is you give it a little aggressive pull, and that's gonna pop that cork, and that mimics the sound of a fish hitting on the surface. So a lot of times if they're 5-6 feet away from where you land, when you pop that cork, you'll pique their interest, they'll swim over to it and grab it. And mid-tide, we're gonna use about a 3-foot leader like this. That's because we want it down near the bottom. These red drum are mostly bottom feeders. When we catch that first one, you guys will notice the shape of their mouth is really more towards the bottom. So that's where they're looking for their food.
Hey Justice, if somebody's fishing on their own or with you, they want to be at low tide going out, or high, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the optimum time to be fishing?
So for the red drum, 3 hours on either side of low. That's the optimal time. And that's because at high tide, you will catch them back in the flat areas in the grass, but it's kind of like finding a needle in a haystack, in my opinion. They get real spread out.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, the
3 hours
tide,
on either side of low tide.
Yes, sir. Yeah, 3 hours either side of low. You can see, if you want to get a shot of the bank line here, you can see the oyster starting to pop up. That's usually your indication that those reds are going to start moving out of those grass areas and start getting concentrated in the middle of these creeks. Usually that's when your bite's going to be peak. If you're in a creek, your best thing to do is to find some oyster beds along that creek, throw about 2 to 3 feet away from that edge. If you're getting hung up on that edge, you might have to shorten your leader up a little bit. Like right here, like I said, we have a 3 foot. If you're getting hung, maybe go to 2 foot. But your goal is you want to see your bobber kind of hitting the bottom every once in a while and getting snagged. And when you get that bite, that's when you just keep that rod tip up and you reel really fast. A lot of bass fishermen, what they'll try and do is they'll dance it. They'll take it and go like this and pull that bait right out of that redfish's mouth. But the best thing to do is as soon as your cork goes under, you don't do anything with your rod except for have it up and just reel really quick. And then that'll set it. And with these big reds, right when they feel that hook set in them, they take off. That line will just, you'll start hearing it peel.
So don't pull it, don't like bass fish hard, hook it, just start cranking?
Exactly, yeah.
Right.
Just keep that rod tip up and you just crank really quick and that's your hook set basically.
That's nice.
And it's the same with pretty much all the saltwater species that we're targeting here. Like the speckled sea trout, the flounder, they're all the same way. If you set that hook, it's like saran wrap on their mouths. You just pull the hook right out.
I got you.
So yeah, to orient you guys, where we're coming out of now into is going to be the Calabogie Sound. Across from the Calabogie Sound, you have Defusky Island, and then over here you can see right over the marsh, that's Harbor Town Lighthouse. So right over here, that tree line that you see back behind us, that's a bald eagle's nest back there. I'm hoping we'll see them later today.
Oh, nice.
I can't spot exactly where the nest is, but it's somewhere in that tree line right there. There was a couple fledglings we saw a couple months ago. It was really neat. So yeah, we're entering Baynard Cove right now. This is a road right through Sea Pines. A lot of nice homes on it, and it actually is a real long creek. This creek's about maybe a half a mile long roughly, maybe a little shorter, maybe like a third of a mile. Great fishing area, but if you don't know what you're doing coming down this creek, there's oyster mounds left and right that you'll hit with a boat. And I get a lot of people that maybe even might see my video and try and come back here and have some fun, and next thing they know, I see them stuck on the edge somewhere, and I'm like,
Have you seen boats stuck on the edge?
all the time. That Simrad's incredible. That's the G9 system right there. Little bit much for a skiff, but they're awesome for finding shrimp. That's why I use a nicer system like that. Is it gives you a much more clear image of the bottom. It sends out radio frequency waves down, and it just pings it back up to that transducer right there, and you can pick up pretty much everything on the bottom with a fancy machine. You can see something as small as a shrimp. It's pretty crazy.
I know there's insane dolphin around here, though.
Yeah, so we probably between these 2 days are gonna find us a couple dolphins strand feeding, and that's gonna be some awesome footage, because you'll be able to be like from here to that grass wall of a dolphin, and they'll roll and splash and carry on, and it's so neat. And what they're doing is they're actually taking their tail and they're hitting these redfish, these mullet in here, and disorienting them and then scooping them up pretty much like M&Ms. And sometimes you get 2 or 3 of them working as a team. So cool to see. You get 2 of them using their tails and 1 of them is just sitting there eating it all. So this is an electric trolling motor right here. This is 112 pounds of thrust. The biggest one they make. You see that? These are fish, guys. You see that ripple right there?
Yeah.
Those are fish just swimming right towards us. And what happens is they're coming out of this creek right now. And you might even be able to get a shot of them almost. They're coming right in there. They're all over there. You just can't see it because the sun's not up yet. Hopefully we're going to get one on the boat to see here shortly. But the best way to describe it is when you're in a pool and you take your arm and you go like this underwater, you get the same push from these fish, and they'll push water, and that's how what gives them away for the school of them swimming. So you don't see the actual fish, you just see the water displaced. So yeah, you can see if you really don't know what you're doing back here, it is challenging. What we're doing here is I just put down the power pole. That goes into the back there, that sticks right down into the mud and holds us in place.
Outside.
And then what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna throw a front anchor as well, and that's gonna hold our bow right in place like this. So what we're doing now is sitting right in the deepest section of this creek, and we'll be able to throw right up the center there and go for them. And what knot I'm using to tie here is called a uni knot. So it's a real simple knot. All you're doing here is you're taking your tag end after you put it through the hook. You're making a loop up top like that. You're pinching that loop, taking that tag, running it under your main line into your loop, and you just repeat that exact step 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then you just pull on the tag end and pull the main line, and then you'll actually watch that knot will make a full circle, just like that. And then that's it kind of closing up on itself. And once it makes that circle, you know it's cinched down and not going to go anywhere. All right, we're going to get you set up here with a shrimpy. So this is how you hook up these shrimp here, guys. So this one has red legs. So whenever they have red legs, that's an indication they've been running. It's always good. It means their blood's really pumping, they're lively. Where you want to hook them is there's a dark part right there. That's where you'll actually end up killing it if you hit it. That's kind of its vitals, its brain, whatever you want to call it. You go just in front of that and you hook them up right there. And that's the spot where it's kind of won't hit anything. It's clear right there, just under the back of the horn. And he's going to be able to stay alive just like that for at least 2 or 3 minutes like that for you before he starts getting tired. Wow. After about 2-3 minutes, they kind of just lose their liveliness and you don't get as many hits on them. But for charter purposes, we usually let people go about 5-10 minutes with them. You take your right hand with your index finger on the main line, then you open up, this is called the bail. You'll open that up. When you throw, it's ideal to release that finger when you're pointing it where you want to go. Dustin looks scared, like he thinks you're going to hook him or something like that.
I had a hooker too.
My day. And all you do is you throw out, release right when you want to, kind of right where you want to go. That's when you release that finger, when you're pointing it where you want. You'll close that bail back up with your hand, and it's going to drift back down at you. And all you want to do is just keep that slack up. So you'll kind of do a slow reel.
Get it, Sarah.
And if you're ever reeling and you see your bobber moving, then you can pause. So maybe pause now on the reel. There you go. And wait until that slack comes back a little bit more, and then now you can reel again a little bit. And perfect. And if you get that bobber to go under, you just reel like a mad lady, Sarah. Just as quick as you possibly can.
Okay.
So if you hook them up through the tail, it kind of allows them to swim up a little bit. And honestly, I don't like it because it flings off more if you have somebody who doesn't really know how to cast. But if you're good and fluid with your cast, then it's easy. There you go. There you go, Sarah. Now
Wow. There it goes.
There it is, money shot.
Pressure casting on camera.
Oh, that was one for sure, for sure. Cameraman Andrew. Nice fish. I got you on camera.
There we go.
Oh yeah, nice fish. What'd you get a hold of? Good flounder.
Ah, flounder.
Big flounder. Way to go. Look at the size of that doormat.
You got, dude.
Got flounder.
Fish. Nice flounder. That's a gorgeous flounder. That guy's probably 19, 20 inches almost.
Wow,
He's
look at
big.
that.
Son,
You guys gonna be eating good.
That's right.
that's a beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
it is.
he's somebody's dinner. That's for sure.
Wow.
Way to go.
Thanks.
Cameraman with it.
Caught number one.
Dude.
Caught the
yeah.
first fish. That's a big flounder.
That's a nice fish, man.
Yeah, it's gorgeous fish.
Gorgeous.
So what do we do with it?
So,
Throw it in live well?
yeah, we're gonna put him in that front live well compartment, and he's gonna chill
Yeah.
out and be somebody's dinner later.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, good fish.
He catches the fish and grabs the camera.
Yeah.
Dude.
No, you're cooking at the house. Yes, sir. It's the cameraman. That looks like a redfish there. Nice job. That's a red there. Big red. Nice job.
Wow, look at that.
Good looking fish. Way to go. Nice red.
Andrew, two.
Look at that, man. That's a gorgeous. Wow. That is beautiful.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Hey, Justice, give me a shot here, dude.
Oh yeah, this is a nice red drum. This is about a 21 incher. We're right back in the Baynard.
Dude, that's a nice fish. That thing hit hard. Oh,
There he is. That's gorgeous.
Wow.
Gorgeous little fish.
That's beautiful.
all right, I gotta
Get
get
a
my
picture
line
of
in the water
Smile with me.
here. Cameraman strikes again. Oh yeah.
Just on bottom, there you go. There, good. Come on, fish, turn and grab it.
Where'd he get?
Ah, 2 ahead.
Ah. See? There it went.
For the deepest hole right around here, we're looking for like 35-37 feet of water, and we'll throw right on it. And I'm waiting on my Simrad system until I see those shrimp on the bottom. A lot of times you'll see them come up at least a foot or two off the bottom, and that'll give them away. You can see those are shrimp right here, guys. So everything you see there on the bottom, that's all shrimp right there, and then we just passed them. So now there's nothing right there, but there were some shrimp right through there. And what we'd really like to see, it like all of the 2-3 feet of water of just shrimp, because that means you can do a one and done throw, which around here we're allowed to keep 12 dozen shrimp, and sometimes you get lucky and you can get the whole 12 dozen in one toss. As it goes down, what it does is that tape keeps it all spread out for you. Otherwise, if you don't have tape on it, the net will close because it's such a long ways down. All right, we won. So you can feel the shrimp actually ticking in there. So I don't feel a ton of them in there, but I'd say we have probably like 6 to 12. No, even better than that. Woo! So that time we got probably a dozen shrimp or so at least. That's one net ball's worth right there. Not a horrible throw, but that's probably about an average throw.
Yeah, look at this.
Stuff in your hands?
Yeah. Not much, but a little.
Well, hopefully you're gonna feel it more as you pull.
Just slowly pull it up, or
Yep,
do
yep.
it
Just keep doing. You're doing everything right. Yep, just keep
same
slowly
speed.
doing that. Yep, same speed.
There they are.
They're cool. Yeah, those are cow nose rays. That's what they're called. They're in the stingray family. Yeah. They do have a barb on their back, and they can sting. Oh, that's a big one. Look at the size of that ray. That's about a 15 pounder right there. That's cool.
Wow.
So the way you guys chop a flounder, first thing you want to do, which I haven't really done yet, is cool down the temperature of your fillet board so that you don't accidentally cook the fish. Even white gets kind of hot, and if the fish is sitting on that hot surface for a second, it'll start to cook them, believe it or not. So you can still, it doesn't get any fresher than this. He's still alive. Still got a little kick to him. See that tail going? So that's probably about an 18-19 inch flounder, I'd say. And the way you cut them is you go right behind this pectoral fin right here, and you go straight down, and then after you get into it, you just literally, you take your knife and you go, and you just go right down the center of the fish. And then after you make your cut right down the center of his spine, you're gonna come like this and you make a Y cut next. So you'll make a cut like that and a cut like this, but the first cut is just straight down, and then from here you're peeling off the edges of the fillet pretty much with the knife, and you're letting the knife do all the work. And you tilt his head a little bit, and if you do it too much, you'll do what I did, which you get a couple little bones in there, and that's because I didn't want to miss any of the meat, but I just went a little bit too far and got some of the bones, but that's easy to peel out. And then you flip it like that, and then you get to take all the meat right off of that skin. And then this is still their rib meat right there, so we don't want any of those big bones in the meat. So we cut that off. And then we're gonna get rid of my little bones that I created right there. There we go. And then that is 1 out of 4 pieces that you get out of a flounder. Wow. You actually get 4 chunks. I tell you what, you guys might be able to make a lunch for the 3 out of this, I bet. Yeah, I think you'll get a lunch out of it. So bang. So yeah, this is how I do it for all my clients. What I'll do is I'll double bag their fish for them, That way they don't get any of those juices in the car. And then that'll go home with you just like that. And what you're gonna do is it's good in the fridge for next 3 days, but I bet it won't make it past tonight. Best way to cook up this flounder, my opinion at least, is just a little bit of Old Bay seasoning right on it, and you blacken it with some lemon and butter in a skillet. You can add a little bit of garlic if you want a little extra flavor, but just lemon, butter, and then Old Bay seasoning is just delicious. I mean, you can make tacos, you make a fish sandwich, put it on the side with some couscous and some mashed potatoes, however you want to do it. But yeah, it's delicious. Fresh fish like that, I mean, there's nothing like it. Wait till you guys go back and try this. It's like one bite of it melts in your mouth.
Not my fish, Andrew's fish.
When you try a bite of it, Dustin, you're gonna be like,
I'm down, dude. I am down. Fresh fish caught a couple hours before, like, that's what's up.
So tomorrow we'll head out there, do the same thing. We're gonna get a couple of reds, hopefully in the beginning, then we're gonna go get you a shark.
See you in the AM, bro.
Yeah, man, for sure. 7 a.m. and we'll go get them.
Let's do it,
Sweet.
Yes, sir. We're gonna be able to get you a shark, dude. I mean, it should be a good day out there.
Give me a shark.